Howdy, House District 60. Here in the Capitol, finishing up week 5 of the 2025 long session. 31 days down and 160 total to go. So what's that mean? 129 days left. Currently, or 2 days ago, there was 2,924 bills introduced on the House side. And I was talking to Senator Nash, and he was saying they were real close to 1,000 bills introduced on the Senate side. So we're going to exceed 4,000 bills, non-priority bills. The filing deadline to submit bills is next Tuesday at 5 o'clock, I believe. A lot of bills, a lot of reading, actually a lot of work to try to just keep up on what's happening in the building. Going to follow up on a couple of the things that happened this week. One of the hot topics also still was the wildfire maps. On Monday, the Senate R's and the House R's, we did a press conference, and I spoke on it. I spoke on that we need a full repeal of the wildfire maps. I spoke on this in a previous video, and you guys know the first rendition of the maps came out in July of 2022, and then Senator Finley and I toured around with some ODF, OSU, fire marshals, stood in irrigated pivots, flood meadows, and asked, why are these high fire danger? Why are these in a WUI? We had a promise that at that time they'd go back, take the maps, do some boots on the ground, work with counties, work with communities, and get them right. They rolled them out of January this year, and once again, they're wrong. They are devaluing property. They're causing people to be scared that they can't do the home hardening and the requirements that will be required because they're now in a high area. They have not given any credit to the work that has been done, and there will be a gift that keeps giving unless we get them repealed. What I mean by that is Senate Bill 79 that was introduced in the Senate this side would not allow any dwellings or replacement dwellings to be built in an area that's in a wildland urban interface that's at a high fire danger. And that's a lot of areas in Eastern Oregon. These maps are bad and must go. I do believe we have the ability to get them killed in this session with bipartisan support. You have until March 10th to file your appeal if you had one of the letters. Please file the appeal. Please also contact your county courts, your board of commissioners, because they can file for all the citizens in their county. I've reached out to 1 or 2 individual county commissioners or county board members in every county that we represent and have them talking about it. So please reach out to them too. A couple bills. We're having a work session on House Bill 3127 is a death certificate bill. It was brought to us by some of our funeral home directors that require the medical examiners and hospitals all to use the electronic death certificate form. So when somebody passes, they file it electronically. What that does is allow you to get a death certificate exponentially quicker. So if you're in one of those crisis situations, that you can work through that a lot more efficiently. Should pass. Good bill. Should pass. Another bill, we're going to talk a little about food insecurity here. Another bill that I've been sponsoring for the last couple of years. This year it's House Bill 3435, which would make school meals available to all the kiddos that go to school. Get rid of the free reduced lunch, get rid of those that can get free meals, the ones that have to pay for free meals, and just give all of our kids free meals when they go to school. Breakfast and lunch. Studies have found that if you have a full stomach, you'll actually learn more. We shouldn't allow our kiddos to go hungry because of things that are happening at school, or they forget their lunch, or whatever. It's time to move forward to the state paying for free lunches for all of our kiddos. A bill that's got a lot of social media attention in the last couple of days was Senate Bill 611. I signed on to Senate Bill 611 because of food insecurity also. This bill on social media has been tagged specifically as allowing illegal immigrants to get food stamps. Nowhere in the bill does it talk about illegal immigrants. I do appreciate the discord and the conversations that I've had with community members on this bill, and I have prepared a statement on this one. So as a compassionate representative of my community, I supported Senate Bill 611 because it helps farm workers and families who are legally working towards citizenship but struggling with food insecurity. These individuals contribute to our economy and shouldn't fall through the cracks while following the legal process to become citizens. This bill isn't about encouraging or supporting illegal immigration, which I do not. This bill specifically states it affects those aged 0 to 26 and over 55 that have unknown immigration status. It ensures those on the path to legalization get the support they need to stay productive members of our community while working. Strengthening our communities and our economy requires practical solutions, and this is one. I also support making legal immigration more accessible while enforcing our laws against those who illegally have committed crimes or who illegally do not contribute to our society or don't contribute to our society, not illegally contribute to our society. This is why I support and sponsored House Bill 3551 to roll back our sanctuary state laws and allow law enforcement to work with federal immigration officers to deport criminals and illegal aliens. Continuing on, I've had a lot of questions on why I sponsored House Bill 3488. It is the Idaho bill, or Move Idaho. It actually made Fox News this week. That wasn't the intention at all. So, as you know, all 5 counties in House District 60 have supported having their county courts and boards of commissioners have ongoing conversations on what they should do to look for Eastern Oregon to move in Idaho. In fact, 3 of the counties took back to the ballot recently to repeal having their county courts or boards of commissioners have those discussions, and those ballot measures all lost. So it has become clear and evident to me that the majority of my counties and the majority of the voters in my counties still want our county boards and commissioners to have this discussion. I haven't given up on Oregon, but I do want our counties to have the information to have an informed discussion. And that's what this bill does. This bill creates a task force, looks at what the legal procedures would be federally, the state of Oregon, the state of Idaho. It looks at what the impacts would be to our schools, to our roads, to our water rights, to the Snake River Correctional Facility, you name it. Looks at what the cost of this would be. Looks at what happened to our kiddos in school, our education requirements, our taxes, our wages. A lot of information needs to be put on the table to have a thoughtful, honest discussion. And that's what this bill would do. Also, I'm still working on the Rangeland Fire Protection Agency program. I expect to have a public hearing on that one here in a couple weeks. We'll be working with some of our RFPA liaisons to have several RFPA members come into the Capitol. Another one that might be of interest, House Bill 3372, which should be first read shortly. I am sponsoring this. What it does is allow some flexibility in our exempt water use permits. So if you live on a domestic well and you don't have a water right, you have an exempt use. Currently, that exempt use allows you to use 15,000 gallons a day, irrigate a half-acre lawn, or a half-acre of non-commercial garden, but also allows you to use 5,000 gallons a day for a commercial activity, as long as it's not a commercial garden. But we found out in this last year that water resource departments started enforcing those that were growing fruits and vegetables and taking them to farmers markets on an exempt use, that was illegal. So what we're trying to allow, or what we will allow with the passage of this bill, is to allow 3,000 gallons a day to be used for a commercial garden. It's not going to increase water use, but it will make those that are producing food for food security and for farmers' gardens become legal. Hope you guys had a good week. Look forward to checking in with you at the end of week 6. Be safe.